Auschwitz, also known as Auschwitz-Birkenau, opened in 1940 and was the largest of the Nazi concentration and death camps. In Auschwitz, the prisoners' physical, emotional, and mental health was tried to the extreme. This sets the stage for Vladek's tale in The Complete Moss.
After the National Party gained power in South Africa in 1948, its all-white government immediately began enforcing existing policies of racial segregation under a system of legislation called apartheid.
In both books, the reader is watching a painful situation. It hurts the readers in the same way when they read about Vladek being beat by the guards and stripped naked as when they read about Stephen on the mountain preparing for Absalom's hanging miles away. The reader wishes they could make a difference for the better in the stories, yet they are forced to the sideline to watch the horrors unfold.
Throughout both books, the themes of separation and reconciliation appear. Artie struggles to relate with Vladek and his emotional trauma, and it is hard for him to keep his patience when Vladek struggles with his OCD. However, in the end, Vladek's horrifying account allows Artie to understand his father's past and rebuild their relationship for the future.
In the same way, Stephen tries to reconnect with his prodigal son. When Absalom is finally located, Stephen starts off blasting him with questions, causing Absalom to shrink further into his fragile shell. Eventually, answerless Absalom breaks down in tears, which reunites the emotional bridge between father and son.
The Complete Moss and Cry the Blood of the Country each touch on the subject of survivor's guilt. Many Holocaust survivors, such as Vladek, must come to terms with their own guilt over outliving those who died in the camps. Similarly, Stephen is tormented by his own questions of whether he could have done more as a father to save his child from the wickedness of the world.
Throughout the book, Stephen Khumalo feels inadequate as a father, husband, friend, and pastor. He struggles to cope with his guilt over his delinquent son, wayward brother, and promiscuous sister. As a preacher and an older mentor, Khumalo feels a heavy responsibility for the well-being of his family that he ultimately learns he cannot control. In The Complete Moss, the fight for survival ensues. Families, communities, and friendships shatter. More often than not, taking the moral high ground does not ensure survival. Many Jews, like Vladek, were forced into the choice of self-preservation or selfless bravery. Likewise, the city of Johannesburg teems with violent crimes. The stories of Gertrude and John Khumalo act as evidence. However, life in Johannesburg is hard. Many of these alleged heartless thugs are only fighting for their own survival. Unfortunately, dire situations can bring out the worst or the best in people, and the choice is not easy.